a lot of newsletters have a consistent element at the end of their newsletter that they always do. Kind of makes it easy to end the newsletter. So for instance, I showed you Anne Hanley's PS where she talks about, buy my book or share this newsletter. That is a common way to end a newsletter, and is a really effective way to end your newsletter and to grow your list, is simply to say, hey, if you found this newsletter valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it, and use your voice for that. That was a very personal voice that I just used. But if you have a different voice that you use in your newsletter, customize that message to your voice. But that's a great way to end a newsletter, is simply asking people like, hey, if you like this, would really appreciate it if you shared it, and giving them that call to action. Because sometimes, they need to hear that call to action. They may not think of it. And also you're huge fans. They want to support you. And they want an opportunity to give back. And that plays on the psychological theory of reciprocity, which is when someone does something for us, we want to do something for them in return. And so your audience, your big fans, probably want to share your newsletter and might just need that call to action. So that's a great way to end a newsletter. I've seen people do things like a consistent sign off. And again, this goes back to the voice and the brand, but they might, I forget who this was, but there are people who have consistent signatures that are kind of weird signatures, like signing off and then their name or whatever. And so that's another way to add to end a newsletter. But I really like the call to action to share the newsletter and to have that in every email, because it's going to help you with your list growth. Referrals are going to be your best subscribers anyway. So I'd recommend that.